So as you know, all mills need water. So it looks like they have a little pond here and a well. You can see the water down below. You can see how sturdy this thing is. But this whole thing was flat belt drived. And it's the Byron Jackson Machine Works, San Fran. Patent applied for. Look at that. So this was flat belt driven. The motor or whatever would have been over there somewhere. This is really neat. They probably just pump it up into the pond here and then pump it from the pond over to the mill. Going up through the sagebrush, there's a whole pickup truck over here. Dump truck more like. You can see the mill site up over there. Check this guy out real quick. Looks fairly complete. There's the seats. Sorry about the shadows. It's the dump mechanism. The hell is that noise? I don't know if you can hear that. Wow. I think there are a significant number of bees or something somewhere on this, and they're resonating so much you can hear them. I don't know where they are, but I don't want to run into them, that's for sure. Here's the top of the carburetor. Pray there's not wasps, that would suck. Look at that, it still has the carburetor. Here's the bottom part of the air cleaner. Looks like a straight six. Old GM. It's a Chevy. Really intact, actually. It's a real shame. Oh, there they are, you can see. The honeybees have set up a hive in the gas tank. I'm gonna get out of here before I piss them off. Well, we're a little ways from the old pickup truck infected with bees. But check out this, what a sight to behold. We got, looks like settling tanks down here. All sorts of hoses and lines. Now Nick has informed me that there are no stamps in this mill, because it's right around the transition period where they were going away from stamps and going to things like ball mills and cone crushers and whatnot. Got a little single cylinder air-cooled engine here. It's an axle. Ooh, a triplex pump. There's a axle off of something. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. What does it say? It says something UMSE Seneca. Wow, it's a shame it's in here. It's still got all the grease cups. What a beautiful machine. Still got the cross shaft. That is awesome. So, whatever liquids were in these tanks, they were pumping it over. What does this say? It says Timken. Ah, the bearing company. I got their bearings on my truck still. This one heavy duty axle. Looks like a front wheel drive axle. Some of the 4-wheel drive around here. Another pickup truck over there we'll check out in a bit. There's a figure pulley. How many pulleys, or how many belts will this take? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a hell of a lot of horsepower. I think they were running pumps down here. Yeah, there's another one. Oh, look at this. Got an old electric motor here. Maybe we can read Wagner. Yeah, this place isn't all that old. All these companies are still in business. You can see the utility lines that were feeding it. I'd wager this guy was powering this pump right here. The footing is on, it's sunk in. Oh, that's a Worthington. Wonder if she'll spin. Oh my goodness. Actually, it would spin the opposite way. You can see the little brass arrow there. So this, based off of that, would be pumping. So maybe these were water storage tanks. And they were taking, yeah, because you can see the fitting there. Pipe sitting right here. There's another pipe there. So yeah, they were draining whatever was in these tanks, likely water. They're on some precarious stilts. And then they were sending it up to the mill. And they got a couple other tanks here. Ooh. Got a drum here. Or another tank. Well, this is a wooden flat belt pulley, excuse me. What is this thing? I don't know what the hell this is. It's pretty heavy. Tell you what. Oh, this is an air drill. This is the center section of an air drill. Yeah, there's the throttle valve. Huh. That's a flat belt pulley right there. A little Delco Remy generator. Another flat belt pulley. Poor thing. I must have tossed it out here. What a shame. Smokestack. I see the tie wire points. This thing, there's probably a building here over these tanks. So what we got. Yeah, you can tell they had floors in here. Not even vertically challenged, but the viewers can see inside. Looks like they had stairs and steps. Oh, this is very neat. Pipes from each tank. So it looks like this single, they've got a pretty complicated system here of plumbing. So it looks like each of these was a settling tank. And it probably worked from one tank to the next, settling out different ore size or fineness. Maybe screens in the bottom, and then this final pipe goes across and splits amongst the three. So that settling process or chemical process took the longest. That's why there was 3 tanks. It's also the very end of the run, whatever it was. A Walworth T and a Crane T. All sorts of different plumbing fittings around here. Got a little pump. And a neat funnel, sort of like the one we saw over at the other section. Again, for settling stuff out. Got a quick connect fitting. This is a really intact site. It's incredible. I'm going to shimmy on up to the first level of the mill. Oh, here's another one of those filters. Filter screens. Just plunked down in the middle. There's a fuel tank there. Oh, excuse me. All sorts of hydraulic hoses. Pardon me. Here's a good look down at the tanks. The crane fitting. What is this? Some sort of pulverizer. You know, we saw a similar thing up at Panamint City. I wonder what this is. I'll have to do a little bit more research. Ask Nick if he knows. Oh, wow. Look at this. It's rare to see mills in this good a shape. This much stuff still here. See if I can give you guys the grand tour of this place and get a little bit of everything. Not sure what that is. Maybe just... Huh. It's got sort of like a ladder on the side. I don't know what that is. We'll come back to that. See what we can identify. Well, let's see. Got that one. Take off my sunglasses here. Looks like we got another pump. This is a diaphragm type pump. So it cranks this guy and just kind of flexes that. It's got a rubber fitting there. I don't want to touch it. You can see that's rubber. As it would move up and down. And it probably had a gear reduction. You can see big gear here, little gear there. So high torque, low speed. Wow, look at this. Okay, we got a flotation plant over here. What is that called? It's a Fafnir pillow block. I wonder if this will bird crap. Nah, she won't spin. This here is a shaker table. A very large shaker table. It's my hand for scale. This thing, I'd say about 4 feet across and easily about 18 feet long. Probably park my truck in this. Those are my sunglasses. Oh, here's adjustment for it. So you'd adjust the angle, and that controls your filtering. Wow, look at this thing. Ah, okay. There's that piece of wood. So that thing out there is the foundation or base of another shaker table. And this whole thing would shake. It looks like, moves like that, and it shifts it up and down because it's got a sort of ramp there. So that's just, you put gold on this, gold and other fine silt and tailings, I guess you'd call it. Some of it's waste rock, some of it's what you want. And the heavy particulate, based off of the vibration frequency, will stratify out, and you can get it to go where you want. You separate it out. So very neat. But yeah, you can see. So here's the trough. So it's kind of interesting. The heavy stuff actually works its way up with the action, and the light stuff comes down. I might have that backwards. Yeah, I might have that backwards. But either way, stuff comes down this way and then heads out through my feet to the settling tanks or chemical treatment tanks. This is very cool. Got a flotation set up here full of, I think the rats have had a field day. They're full of silt, of course, and then the rats made nests in them. So the way this works is you take the ore, you pulverize it to a very, very fine consistency. I mean like flour consistency. And once you have it at that consistency, by adding chemicals to it, you could change the surface tension of water so that they'll float on it. And so the gold floats, and that's why these things, they got frothers underneath these bells that spin and froth this. The bubbles rise to the top, holding the mineral you want. And when it hits this guy here, the top mineral just flows right off here. So you got a little separator here. The liquid flows down this back into the trough, and the stuff you want actually separates out and runs down into this guy. And it looks like it runs to another tank. So it looks like they were running these together, actually. They've got, this would have been very fines, and then the shaker table would have been, I mean, relatively fine, but not as fine as a flotation plant. It's just incredible, all the stuff in here. What is this? Wow, a vein pump. Turbo built. What is it? Wow, look at the veins in there. That is a very big turbocharger. Wow. What do we got here? It looks like a 90-degree drive. There's some things on it. What is it? It's Nightingale gear drives. I don't know if that's coming out in the footage. This unit has been shipped from Fairbanks Morse Turbine Pump Factory. All references to it must something, the SO number Oh, must include the serial number PL166666, as well as the complete nameplate data of the unit. Wow. Fairbanks Morse made that. Looks like they got mica on it. Here's a motor housing. Looks like Scrapper's got the copper out of that. Old knife switch here. Let's see if it still works. Ah, she's welded shut. So you'd have get the wires out of the way. You have your screw fuses here. 2 of them, 1 for each line. And there's your knife switch. Little vent. Incredible, incredible stuff. This looks like tool storage. These are center caps for a split pulley for a line shaft system. I got those in my my line shaft setup at home. That's why I recognize those. Banding. So this was probably, I think this is actually miner's, maybe either workshop. Got a head gasket for a 2-cylinder. But you can see we've got a little gas furnace here. Wow, that's pretty neat. Look at that. Stuff is made home in it. That would have had a mica glass window. Maybe an oil burner, I suppose. That's very cool. So this little room will be heated. And then, perhaps an office. We got that's an air fitting and an air line. I'm just going up there. Maybe this was just storage. I'm overthinking it. What is this? It does not want to rotate, but we got 2 bevel gears here. So drive these 2 wheels. Some sort of indicator, perhaps, maybe for a hoisting apparatus. Let's continue up in the mine a bit more. Now, going out the door here, you can see a pair of steps to this upstairs. Let's walk up what's left of the steps. See if we can actually get into the upstairs without eating it. Yeah, this must have been quarters or assay office. Got a cute little stove. Look at that, AB. Off on. This is a gas stove. I like the burner setup. Very nice, very clean. Very intact. Gorgeous setup. Too bad this building is falling apart quite a bit. You can see Nick down there. There's just so much to see here. Another little assay office. The woods get that wonderful smell. I love when old growth wood sits like this and the tannins come out. You get this beautiful natural stain to it. It's also got a fair amount of oil and hydraulic oil on it. I don't know if they did that as a preserver or is that just spill. These look like washing sinks here, or washing tanks. Yeah, I'd wager this was an assay office up here. Let's take a look at the window. There's the mill roof. One hell of a view. Remains of a door here. Likely the door that was right here. Got another tank. It's feeding into this. That might have been a chemical tank for whatever they were doing in here. Nice side view of the mill. That looks like a small furnace right there, either for ore samples or heating. Ooh, I see a jaw crusher up there and a nice diesel power plant. This is some beautiful country. So it's one of those stitched belts. I don't know if you could hear that, the ticking. All the sheet metal pieces contracting and expanding as the sun hits them. There's a manifold here. Beautiful set of stairs. Look at this. Hey, and there's some flat belt stuff right there. Looks like they're running V-belts on it. I bet you this was a older setup at one time and they transitioned it. Ah, there's that other setup right there. So it looks like those guys sit there mixing up whatever that liquid or whatever's in there. Interesting. This is a very complicated setup they've got going here. Here's another one of those mixers. So they have a ball mill here, and they'd, I suppose if the ore was the fine enough size, it could either, I think it could slip underneath the bottom of this screw here, or if not, man, how the hell did they do this? The ore would start from the top, of course, initially be jaw crushed, brought to this ore chute here, as you can see. The doors are kind of worse for wear. Then it would get fed into the ball mill. Ball mill would do a fairly fine crush. And then I think that's it. I don't think they did any further crushing. The only crushing device in here is this ball mill. Just chain drive, or was chain drive. Yeah, so they used the ball mill to get it as fine as possible. If it wasn't fine enough, it would either, because this pulls up, so it would then go back to the ball mill. They got a conveyor belt going out. Very peculiar system. Oh yeah, the elephant in the room, so to speak. Let's check out this diesel power plant here. It looks like it's a Caterpillar. Look at that. I'm not the most well versed in diesel engines, but I'll try and give an explanation of what we see here. I think this is the throttle. You push this button. Oh, yeah, there we go. The button's starting to go in. And that advances. And the way it advances is this is a injector pump. So they take the diesel, they bring it up to a high pressure and pump it up to these injectors and direct inject it into the cylinders. And so the more you speed this up, the faster the engine runs. So that's very neat. Here's the drive that runs that. Still got the fan on it. There's the air cleaner. Intake's on the other side, along with exhaust. I suspect this thing would have been very loud. Now, what is this guy for? I'm not sure. Perhaps. Is this a starting pony motor? Maybe? We got a small, it looks like another engine here. It's got a plug on the top. It's not a glow plug. Yeah, this looks like a starting engine on the back here. Twin cylinder, I believe. Yes. Yeah, so it's got a little twin cylinder engine, it looks like, to start it. It's one cylinder there, other cylinder there. Somebody's taken that spark plug. Yeah, here it's got its own carburetor. So you would initially start, this might be the clutch to engage. Oh, look at that. Not sure what that's for. I'm sure someone in the comments will tell me. This looks like a blowdown. Wow. Pretty neat setup. This doesn't belong here. This is actually an electrical device. Oh, it's got a fuse in it. Still good. Very neat. So you'd start this little pony motor, get it running real good, and then either this guy here or another guy, you would crank the lever, and this engine would spin over the big engine. Probably have the throttle all the way. Yeah, see, there it is. A handy servo mechanical governor. So that's the governor there. So this would control your diesel engine speed. And then, yeah, I'm not sure. I wonder, I do not know what this guy is for. It does have run and start, so that's probably for this pony motor. Someone will tell me. There's a block drain there. There's all sorts of stuff. Model number D468. number 6. 4 1/4 bore, 5 1/2 stroke. Oh man, it'd be nice if I filmed it for you guys. Something load governor RPM. I can't read it. This is really cool. Wow. Look at all the parts. I don't know if you can see this. There's a ton of parts stored up on that upper level. Sit on down, take a look. Nice set of stairs here. Another little pump. The sun's come back out, as you can hear, and the building is expanding quite a bit. It's a little fuse block for starting different parts of the line. It's a nice mechanism to get to pop out. It makes it safety switch, general switch cord. But anyways, yeah, check it out. They got a whole bunch of fittings and stuff just sitting up there on that little platform. Another line shaft up there, running something else. They're sending power all over the place. What does this guy say? This is a rubber-lined model, Kimball Croce Pump Co. Kimball Croce. There's the shaker for the table. It's just an offset pulley. There's Nick. Ahoy, Nick.
Ahoy.
It looks like they got a second table sitting up above in the rafters. I wonder if they'd swap them out as needed. Doesn't look like it's capable of being used where it is. Wow. It's an incredible amount of stuff. So this is probably the water supply going into that screw to mix with the ore, send it back to the ball mill way up there.
To a certain process better than
Mm-hmm.
other. So perhaps, they run a test using both these machines and figure out if the ore works good with flotation or if it works better with a shaker table.
I see what you're saying. So they'd use either or as needed.
That was a bad way to explain it.
No, that's an excellent explanation. Thank you, Nick.
That's just a guess.
I mean, that's a far better best guess than what I got. S&W drip or flick or Silex coffee. That's kind of cool. There's just so much stuff to see here. There's so much cool stuff down there.
Yeah. Anything
of note?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hang on. Look at this. This lizard's been sitting up here watching us, like trying to figure out what the hell's going on this whole time. On a side note, check out these I-beams that say Comwell. God, there's too much cool stuff to see here. This is the very base. The upright boards that allow a certain amount of bending and movement get clamped into here. This is the ramps that give the oscillating motion. And then this is just a vertical brace so that it doesn't shake itself apart. And then this board at the end here with the cup on it, there's a spring, 2 springs on this one. You could see them inside on the other one. And so the flywheel, here's the pillow blocks for it. The flywheel here with the offset balance would shake. And this upper part shakes, and the table, which is free floating, is able to kind of walk around in a controlled manner. God, this is so cool.
I should have been filming that.
Like a kid at Christmas.
I'm gonna film Drex.
Bomb, it looks like a V8. Big block. I don't know, actually, no, I'm not an American car guy. What is this? This looks like an anvil. What is that? Oh no, that's just a pipe fitting. Look at that. That's a 6-inch pipe fitting. Oop. More stuff down there. There's a little trailer. Remains of a toilet. Seats over there. This looks like the road up to this level of the mine. Yeah, this is the road here. So I'm going to continue on up. There's a Caterpillar engine in there, Nick. You gotta see. That's the main power plant, and then looks like that engine up there. Another diesel by the looks of it. So it runs the jaw crusher. Oh boy, like a kid on Christmas. Yeah, Yeah, he's eating it. These look like they're off a old stamp mill. Cup a shaft. Motor housing tank. The door. Is this a radiator? Oh my god, it's so sharp. Yeah, it's an old radiator. The conveyor system. A little rheostat there. Look for scale. Oh, this is some steep country. So the orbit in here. Check out the anchor wires going into the hill. She's giving way. Yeah, here's more of that belt from the conveyor system. We have a, pardon me, a Pacific Crusher 8x15. That is not a toy. What does it say? Manufactured by Alloy Steels and Metals Company, 55th and Alameda Street, Los Angeles, California. Oh shit, I know where that is. I know where that foundry is. I think they just went out of business. They're over near Chinatown. What does it say? Los Angeles Alloy Steel Metal Company, Los Angeles, California. God, that's neat. Still got the jaws on her. There's a little tag here on the bearing. What does it say? Seal Master. I don't know if that's coming out. Seal Master. A little oiling ports. I wonder if I can rotate it. Oh, it's creaking. Yeah, I need both hands. I tried. Lord knows I tried, but those wheels will not spin. They are seized pretty good. Here's our little ore chute. Got a wedge in it there. And the rot's pretty bad. Got a nice little classifier screen here. Looks like anything 1-inch minus bypasses the jaw crusher altogether and heads on down right into this secondary ore bin. Oh, and of course anything that isn't smaller, 1-inch minus, goes into the jaw crusher itself and joins its comrades. Now, onto this beautiful thing. Look at this. A twin disc. You know, I have the same exact clutch on the hit and miss engine I got at home. Except this one's got the lever and actually moves. Yes, that's the clutch. Similar design. I wonder if this is... No, is this the same engine? It looks smaller. No, I believe this is a 4-cylinder. There's the gauges there. Definitely a diesel. What have we got here? There's a oil separator. Caterpillar. Another Caterpillar. Yeah, so the radiator's missing. Woo. Probably took it for the copper. Only the shroud remains. I bet you that was part of it down there. I was looking at. So yeah, little pony motor in the back. Same exact setup. Only a 4-cylinder this time. Here's your injector pump here. Your throttle. Oh, this one's got a connecting rod to farther down the mechanism. What does this say? Fuel injection equipment designed and manufactured by Caterpillar Tractor Company. Oh, this one you can actually read pretty well. Model, it's a D4400 or 4400, yeah. Number of cylinders 4. Bore is 4.5 and stroke is 5.5. So same size pistons and cylinders, except 4 instead of a, I think that one down there was a 6 or an 8. Oh God, the memory's already going. Power unit number. I can't really read it. It says made in the United States of America up above. That's pretty nice. Oh, here's all the patent numbers on it. Beautiful. This plate's on the other one, but it just, you can't read it. And she's coated in grease, man. What a greasy pig. You can see the drain lines for the, I guess these are oil vent tubes for the crankcase. And they're just spraying out the bottom. The good old days when you could do stuff like this. Oh, there we go. This is a good example. Los Angeles, California. It says KH9, KB9, and then it says Alloy, Steel, and Metals Company. Very cool. That's a beautiful jaw crusher. See the tension spring underneath and the sort of joint there. And it says Alloy, Steel, Metals Company, Los Angeles, again right there. Serial number, and it's gone. Yeah, this is, I don't know, this is just so cool. I geek out on this stuff. Everything's here. If somebody actually knew what they were doing with diesel, I bet you they could get this bad boy to start. What a heartbeat to turn her over. Oh, excuse me. It's starting to get late. It's been a long day. Here's the secondary ore bin. Let me see if I can climb out to the upper ore bin. Woo! I don't know what altitude we're at, but we got to be up there. There's no way I'm that out of shape. I'm not saying that I'm a spring chicken. I think a lot of the springs actually left my chickens. Anywho, so you can see a road up here. They probably drive trucks up and back them over to this bin and dump them in. Water storage tank, perhaps? Fairly thick wall. That's an old tank. Heavy duty rivets. Let's see if we can get a good view of the mill from the side here. Yep. What a beautiful thing. Nick is still down there. There's so much to see. Here's some rocks that look like they were destined for the mill. Okay, well I got it to focus. As you can see the bandings. Not quite sure what they were processing. As Nick was stating earlier, they had the different treatment processes down below. So, well, this mine serviced, or this mill serviced all the mines in the area. And so they were treating a lot of different ores. Rumor has it that some of the mines, even farther north of here, I'm not going to give any locations, actually sent their stuff down here, and they're like 50, 60 miles from here. So I think they'd use the jaw crusher and the ball mill, regardless of what the ore was, but then depending on how easy it was to separate and process it, they'd either send it to the flotation plant or the agitator table or vibrator table, and then from there they'd send it down to all those tanks, and they could use those to either chemically treat it out, settle it out, or I don't know. Again, it depends on the ore. There's a lot of different things in these hills. I reckon there's probably a mine up around over there somewhere. I know there's some on the other side of that range, which we're likely coming here as well. So, very, very cool. So the jaw crusher up above would turn everything into a 1-inch minus. So it would come out this little chute here. Not over there, but this little contraption here. And I noticed that this pulley, I mean, it could have at most one more V-belt, but this one's rated to have 3 more V-belts. If you look at that motor housing up there, I bet you, based off of all the panels here, that was set up as a generator up here, and these extra belts were running up and powering that guy, so they'd have electricity up here. Wow, still framing in that window. This is just so cool. Look at that rheostat. Oh. She's seen better days. I like the wooden handle on it, so it's insulated. Yep. There we go. Still rotates. Wonder if we could get a spark out of her. Let's see, I hold this real close. Not quite touch. Oh! She still sparks. Look at that. So we get to do it again. The other thing, I can actually smell fuel. This thing might... I wonder if I could start this thing. I turn that on, hold the choke. Here's some of those legs from the shaker table, along with some other miscellaneous pieces. What is that? What is this thing? It's got this little wheel on it to drive it. Some sort of... What is this thing? It looks like some sort of specialized drilling apparatus. Wow. That looks like it's part of it. I wonder if this is part of a giant drill column.
What thing?
Yeah. There's Nick for scale, standing where the shitter would have been. Yep. A beautiful demonstration. I mean, it's too bad they didn't put it the other way. You could have looked out the window. You'd have a view.
Well, yeah, that's what the table on here is for.
Oh, that's
for resting your arms.
Silly me. That's where you put your comic books and chocolate milk.
Yeah.
I should have known. Yeah. In other news, we found it looks like or we believe it to be a core drill. You can see it's got this ring here for advancing this thread. It's got this little knob here. If I could, well, she kind of spins, as you can see. And if I shift her around, you can see she's got bevel gears in there. So there would have been a motor likely mounted right onto the side here with another bevel gear. And she is a heavy mamma jamma. There's those wooden pieces from the shaker table, and I believe this is the mount. Oh my God, my noggin! Oh God! Knock some sense into me. Okay. So this is the column mount. So you can see the column will go through the center there, and then this would be mounted on the side. Yeah, see this guy here? Those two holes. Those two holes, you'd have a pin going through the whole thing. And then your motor will be mounted right here. These probably slide around. Yeah, see, these kind of slide around. That tank is hotter than a $2 pistol, I tell you what. God damn. It's got me sweating. Here's a, is this the oil pickup for this engine? Yeah, look at this old oil pan. And the longer I stay here, I'm just finding stuff everywhere. There's so much neat stuff to see here. A square head bolt. Oop. A true bonanza of mills. Oh, she kind of spins. So my understanding, the screw would be designed to pull things up.
Yeah.
But why would they be pulling stuff up? There
must have been some kind of
like
jig or something down here to separate the coarse from the fines, and then everything coarse would go up the sand screw
to be reprocessed again by the ball mill. Ah, okay.
which
Yeah,
I need to
because
see where does the outlet to the bottom go.
I didn't look at that.
Well, the pipe goes down here to this pump. Yeah, so the pipe goes to this pump.
Yeah, because this is the inlet.
Yeah, it gets pumped up into the sand screw. The fines go over the top here into this, and then into either the flotation cell or the
Oh, okay.
The coarse stuff sticks at the bottom, gets pulled up.
You're right. So this would have been that makes a ton of sense. Yeah. Yeah. So that would be filled up with water there. And is it running over the side maybe or something? I don't know why that hose is there. Oh, and that thing that you were looking at down below, see it right across?
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Well, how did those get fed?
That I'm not sure. There looks like there's a pipe coming out of the side there going down. I don't know if that's just sitting there. And it looks like they got another, like a mini flotation there, or is that a mini pump?
I'm not sure. The Gallagher company.
Gallagher?
Yeah.
Like the guy with the hammer that smashes pumpkins or watermelons?
I don't know.
That might be before your time. That's a sorry, that's an old person joke. Oh gosh, that time has flown.
Yes, these are weird.
It's one big tank.
Okay. So we have confirmed that this is a roller crusher. The second roller was hiding right here underneath this piece of corrugated metal. This one looks like it's been shifted over a little bit. That's why it looks like there's no room for the other one, but these two would fit right in here, and that is the cover for it, as you can see. I'm not sure what stage of the mill this was used for. It looks like it was torn out and placed here. Yeah, that's all I want to say about it.
Yeah, short but sweet. So while hiking over here, we discovered that there's not but just one, but actually 3 pickup trucks, all sitting here in various states of disrepair. Wow. I wonder if they got stuck here and they were abandoned, or if they were parked here. Wow, this sure is sandy here. Let's see what we got. This one's still got a load in the back. Its own seat and a rock. Look at that. Half-ton Chevy. I don't know if you could see down those leaf springs there. This is really complete. Must be locked. How do you unlock this? No, she's stuck. It's another Chevy though. Whatever. Oh, sorry, am I in the way?
No, you're not.
Whole bunch of different years of Chevy. Oh God. Oh, well, we know why this one was parked. Straight 6. Looks like it had overhead cam. I don't see any push rods on her, but the head seems to have departed. Huh. Oh, sorry. Like we found her.
Always leave it like you found it, folks.
She's mint, baby.
Take nothing but pictures and leave nothing but footprints.
Ain't that the truth? Does this one open? No. I like how it's just a transmission with the shifter sitting there and that's it. Ooh, it's still got the little needle. That's kind of cool. Yep, steering wheel, everything else is gone from this. Wow, it's got the security glass in the back. I bet you that was an extra little add-on. Still got the headlights. Still has the throwout bearing for the clutch, but the clutch is not there. Battery tray. Does she shift?
Maybe.
Probably a little crunchy.
Yeah, it's a little rough. There's like a lock on it or something.
It might be rusted shut. Here's what we'll do. I'll get in and steer, and you'll turn the shaft, and we'll just drive this bad boy out of here.
Oh yeah. I got a
When
better
you-
idea. Let's cut holes in the bottom. And...
Oh, we'll do the yabba dabba doo.
Yeah.
Here's another one. Now this one's got the head and everything on it, and the engine. What is this? Is this the battery? Wow. Still sitting here. Of course, all the cells are filled with whatever. That's an old battery. Wow. This is a 6-volt system. The way you could tell is lead acid cells are all 1.5 volts nominal voltage. And you got 1, 2, 3 in series. So this would have been a...
That's very good enough.
Yeah. Actually, that's not 6 volts.
Oh yeah, that's only...
Yeah, wait a minute. That's... Ooh, I could math. That's only 4.5 volts. Something is amiss. Is it missing a battery? Maybe it had two?
I mean, was that always standard like that, where it's 1.5 volts? Well, it
Well,
has to do with the chemistry.
Yeah, the
right?
chemistry is 1.5, but it's only got 3 cells. Unless those are split, maybe there's 2 in each. That would give you 6 volts. Wow. She's up to the axles in sand. It's a shame these poor trucks are just sitting here. Lots of dents in the roof. Oh, you can actually get in this guy. Look at that. Still has the brake. Is that the master cylinder? Yeah. Oh, look at the lever for it. Oh, she's seized. She's seized. Hey, you see this little button here on the floor? You know what that's for? Headlights. Or it might be high beam, but I'm pretty sure it's headlights. They used to put them on the floor. Don't ask me why. It's the American car manufacturers. There's a reason why the Japanese were able to get into the American car market and dominate. It's because the Americans said, oh, we know what the American people want, and then they did shit like that. Which I guess it is hands-free, but if you're trying to shift, turn on and off your headlights, you get real tricky. You'd be tap dancing down there. So I was walking back, and now I'm actually heading back towards the mill. There's a can dump site. A lot of different cans here. Very neat. Old paint can over there. Some glass containers, some ceramic. Just strewn about. I bet you they have like a small town site over here. This is all real silty soil here, so maybe they were coming up into this better stuff as you head up towards the ridge a little bit more. As you go to the mill. God, if that doesn't look like a painting, I don't know what.